Start.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the January 2019 Q&A. This is the first Q&A of the year, taking questions from $20 and up patrons. I've got a bunch of allies joining me to answer your both serious and silly questions. And as always, every month, I admire the consistency. Our first question comes in from Alexander Ziranov. He says, "Hi, allies. Each one of you get one flask of Huber's Essence, which can summon any game into existence exactly as you want it to be. However, the essence is tainted, so there's a 25% chance to turn this game into Resident Evil 6 Part 2, which means the game you've just wished will never be released. Which game will you summon, if any? P.S. I personally would use it for Gravity Rush 3, made by the same team with a necessary budget, and I want this game to be released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC to make it more commercially successful."
Oh, yeah. We're getting Revengeance 2. Chilling at Huber Flask. Boom, make it happen.
SSX 4, the direct sequel to SSX 3. PlayStation exclusive. Just kidding.
Does anyone have a D12?
I don't.
I want us all to do our
Yeah.
answer, and then we have to roll to see whether we got RE6 or not.
I got it.
That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
All right.
So what are the odds?
It was 1 in 4. It was 75% chance it'll be good, and then 25% chance it'll turn into RE6. So really, we just need a D4. I'm sorry, Jones.
Yeah, I got D4. So if it's 1 or 4, or what's the bad number?
4 is the bad one.
4 is the bad one. Okay. So
Yeah.
is it Revengeance 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Resident Evil 6 Part 2.
Oh. And this is the thing, you never get Revengeance 2. You just killed Revengeance. You killed the series.
Damiani.
Kyle, your pick was Revengeance 2?
No, that was Damiani's.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was going to say, I was like, wow. All
Here's
right.
here's SSX 4. Good thoughts, everybody.
Okay.
I win.
Nice.
SSX 4. And it's 3 of all numbers. The sequel to SSX 3.
Do Alexander's pick.
Oh, Gravity Rush
3.
3?
Yep.
With the original team? It's happening.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Phantasy Star Online 3, it just comes out in the West.
It's coming, dude. It's coming, Ben.
That's all I want.
You got it, Ben.
Great, thanks.
Man, I would do Bloodborne 2, but it's too risky.
No, yeah. Oof.
I can't risk it.
You don't want to kill a franchise.
They're like
Yeah.
90% done, and you just kill it. They just go to the office the next day. There's no computers. So like, what happened?
Can we do Onimusha 2 remastered?
Oof.
That's a good one.
Resident Evil.
Oh, Huber, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You had to play the
Squanched
game.
it.
Oh.
Squanched it.
Damn it!
I want Wave Race with like a full kind of like adventure mode hub.
That's a Don pick. I like that.
Yeah.
You got it, Blood.
Yes.
Nice.
You win.
Full playthrough Dawn and Blood. Wave Race.
Okay, you know what? Pokemon is in a do or die scenario anyway.
I'm okay with killing it.
Yeah.
If it can't be this, it should die anyway. So it's a Pokemon game where you rotate the right analog stick, you walk around, you have a full-size adventure.
You got it, Kyle.
Nice.
Yes.
So for every Resident Evil 6 Part 2 that we get, does that increase its likelihood of actually happening? Like, does it get stronger?
It's
I think
actually
that's how the essence works.
It's
Yeah.
actually Part 3. It means every one that gets turned in is not like another vote for Resident Evil 6 Part 2. It's another Resident Evil 6. It's like Resident Evil 6-2
Yeah, it's like the Lightning Trilogy.
with dress spheres.
Right.
With dress spheres.
Yeah, I love Dress Speed.
I like
That's
it too. I just thought it was a funny poll, Jens.
That was everybody, right? Yeah. 10-2 is great. I had a lot of fun with 10-2. I played more of 10-2 than I did 10.
I really like fighting stuff in 10-2.
So legitimately, I saw like, 10-2 is coming to Switch and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I play 10-2? And then I had this horrible realization that I'm older than those women now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that qualifies as a horrible realization.
I don't know. Just like, when you're like
Aren't they,
a teenager, it's like,
17?
Yeah, you've been older than Link for a very long time,
Yeah,
Kyle.
for like ever.
wait, what? In high school, I wasn't older than they were.
Kyle, I
Right,
get
but
it.
like shortly after high school, you were older than them.
Oh, all right.
Still, we like looked up to them when that game came out. You know, it was like this party of adults
Yeah.
going on
sure.
some world-saving adventure.
Right, and then now I would be like dressing up teenagers.
Yeah.
We're all about to play Kingdom Hearts 3. Does our age in relation to Sora, Riku, and Kairi, is that bothersome?
Dress spheres are this a little extra level, right? Like if it was about like giving Sora the cutest outfit, like I think it would be weird. And also Goofy is at least 80.
Okay, balance it out. All right. That's pretty good. All right, our next question comes in from Michelle, who asks, my very first console was the PS2 Slim, and the first game I had for it was Spyro, A Hero's Tale. I never liked it because I couldn't progress beyond the first few areas and thought it was just too difficult for me. This issue plagued most other games on PS2 for me, and as a result, the PS2 ended up in storage for about 12 years.
Whoa.
I eventually realized that the reason I had trouble with PS2 games was that I was 7 and had no experience with games, and 2, my parents never gave me a memory card, so I couldn't ever save my
Oh, why?
That would do it. Now that I'm an adult with more experience playing games and am in possession of a memory card, I've been slowly trying to explore the PS2's catalog. But since I was so young in that generation, I don't have a good sense of what the greats are, so to speak. Allies, what are some must-play PS2 games? JRPGs, 3D
Silent
platforms,
Hill 2.
and general weirdness is preferred.
SSX, Tricky.
I think both God of War games are
Dragon Quest 8.
Shadow of the
Yeah,
Colossus,
Dragon
but
Quest.
like you might as well.
Same with
know,
God of War.
way they
Those
do
are
it.
on PS3 now.
yeah.
Devil May Cry.
The Final Fantasies, but those are on other platforms too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Devil May Cry.
Not 2, but
Not
Devil
2.
May Cry 1 and 3, yeah.
I mean, Persona 4 has been ported to Vita, but it's still the only way I played it on TV.
You can play Persona 4 Golden on PlayStation TV.
Grand
Oh,
Theft
okay.
Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City,
Those
Grand
are-
Theft Auto San Andreas. Will there ever be a greater wealth of Grand Theft Auto like riches in any generation to the history
Right.
of gaming from now on? Like it's never going to happen again. The fact that 3 and San Andreas came out on the same exact system is
So
mind-blowing.
epic.
How
I have
weird
one
is
to
it
know,
that GTA 5 is basically going to be it for this generation, even though it's
Totally.
the last gen game?
Oh, there's no way.
I have a question. Is this we can only play it on a PS2 Slim, or if these games are available elsewhere, they're void?
I think with this,
I don't think
because
they're
there's
void.
so many re-releases, you might like they want to play it maybe on PS2. Maybe that's part of the appeal. So
They-
even
yeah,
if
they
it
didn't-
has
Oh man,
releases, I think it's worth suggesting.
They didn't specify also, so
Yeah.
Even
Got
Dark
it,
Cloud
got
2 is ported to PS4. Jeez.
Guitar Man's expensive, but really good.
Metal Gear
right.
Solid 3 Snake Eater.
HD
Yeah.
version.
Metal Gear Solid 3
But
Snake
get-
Eater
get
is
some
a
systems.
HD
must
collection.
play.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but then I was like, wait, was that PS3 or 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It was it originally came out on PS2.
She said she'd like to play on PS2.
PS2 Harry Potter game is pretty good.
sure.
A bunch of DDR games.
Okami originally came out on PS2.
Yeah.
I still need to finish Okami at some point. Game's long.
Yeah, Okami and Dragon Quest. I was playing those between jobs.
Dragon Quest.
We said
Between
Dragon
P4
Quest
and
8.
GT.
We said Persona 4.
Yeah.
Persona 3 for that matter.
Ian nailed it with Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
There's so many PS2 games.
A lot of games.
God Hand is chat suggestion, and they're right. It's very quirky, very difficult, very hard game. But if you're willing to put the time in, it's pretty fun and funny. People in chat are clamoring for Black. I never played Black. so I don't
Dude,
have any-
love
Oh, interesting.
Black. Love it.
Yeah.
The
Never played it.
the spiritual successor was not good. What's the name of that one? It was
Body Count.
Body Count was not good. Black is very good.
I've played Body Count. It was not good. Yeah. You're right. I think that's a lot of games. I mean, obviously, you could just go. PS2's catalog is a treasure trove.
Dude, SOCOM 2.
That's a good one.
Didn't they
Resident Evil Outbreak.
Get
that
that
Mr.
multiplayer.
Mosquito game, right? That was PS2.
Yep.
Mr. Mosquito was PS2.
It never left.
I wish I had my PS2 shelf. Oh no, I have some PS2 games on here.
So,
Yakuza 1 and 2
ooh,
are good picks. You could
Even though
play.
there's-
Oh, Katamari Damacy. Katamari Damacy
Sure.
is should be played.
dude, Time Splitters,
There's 3 of them that you could play.
all of them, especially 2.
All right.
What about Soul Calibur 2 because of Heihachi?
Heihachi and Soul Calibur 2. Yep.
No. Come on.
Oh yeah, all the Ratchets, all the Jacks, all the Slies.
You're playing Soul Calibur 2 on GameCube.
I've only played.
What if you only have a
I played
PS2?
the re-release, but when I first played Soul Calibur 2, I played the Xbox version with Spawn.
Oh wow.
That was what I had. I've never played as Link in Soul Calibur.
Really?
Yeah, it drives me insane.
Blood, I am extremely partial to Gran Turismo 3. Do you think it's still better than 4?
I didn't even touch the series until 5. I have no idea.
Oh
Alrighty.
man,
Okay.
Gran Turismo on
was-
PS2 is probably the most I've ever played a racing game in my life.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, same. I was all about it.
I had roommates and we were all in. Like it was that like, oh, I missed that. I'll never get that back. You know, like living with like 5 other guys, and like you'd come in and like boot it up, and then just like you'd look in the library and be like, whoa, the Ferrari, what the, you know? And somebody's like, oh yeah, I got that last night. Like cool. More cars.
Dragon Guard is related to Nier, right?
Same universe.
Right. Yes. That is a huge rabbit hole to go down.
Next.
I should have the Dragon Guards. The only one I've played is 3. I bought 1 and 2, and I'd like to because
Yeah, didn't you
I've
review
watched
3 or something?
videos. No, I didn't review 3.
Okay.
I've watched videos on Dragon Guard 1 and 2, and like Dragon Guard 1 especially seems like it gets just insane. But yeah, if you want weird games, Dragon Guard definitely seems to fit the bill. Fatal Frame 2 just came to mind. You should play Fatal Frame 2.
Yep.
That's very good as well.
It holds up. I just streamed it like a
does.
year and a half ago.
Yeah. I played through it on PS3 last year. It's still excellent. All right, that's a lot of games.
PS2.
Look at don't you just feel good talking about all those games? Don't you just kind of want to go and play them right now?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah.
Have we ever done top 10 PS2 games?
Yeah, doing a console list is coming. That we'd
Oh,
actually
boy.
do this. We didn't do a ton of that at GTA actually.
A GTA.
At GTA.
Next
Top
one,
10 GTA games.
GTA, dude.
next question comes in from Mike Cook. He says, "Hi, allies. Congratulations on the new studio. I'm super happy for you. Did you know that Google Hangout will soon be no more? Crazy, I know. Anyway, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I think he's referring to us not doing this on Google Hangouts. I'm not sure.
No, Google Hangouts is sunsetting in October.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're going to replace it. They're basically moving everyone to their, like, whatever their business version of it is, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Google has like 8 apps to do the same thing.
Hangouts Meet, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's like, all right, guys, whatever you want to do.
Cool, man.
Yeah, well,
While
it's
ago.
still stream through YouTube, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like,
Whatever.
Anyways, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is my new favorite person, not only because I support nearly everything she believes in, not only because we both work in the restaurant industry, well, she did anyway, not only is she entertaining to follow, but she has also been making plenty of video game references, solidifying my new love for her. Just in the past week alone, she has said, I never owned a Nintendo 64, though I do think it's probably the best system out of all of them. I used to go to my cousin's house all the time, and she had Super Mario 64, Pokemon Snap, and probably a handful of other things. Can't wait to do a Twitch 101 class with House Democrats so we could finally get the Super Smash Brothers town halls we've all been waiting for.
Settle it.
All your bases are belong to us when referring to a popularity percentage of people who support her marginal tax rate plan. Question for you, allies. How do you feel about having a representative of the House talking about video games and using them in a positive manner? The fact that a member of Congress joined H. Bomber Guy's Discord page and then went on his Twitch stream to talk about a very important subject to me, and especially some of my friends, made my whole decade.
I just, while you were going through all that, I just had this thought of government shutdown, settle it in Smash. That's it.
Oh my God.
Well,
it might be more
Amazon.
effective.
Yeah. It's
I just outside of politics, like I just love seeing somebody that you know has like a genuine passion. Because to me, it's not even like a knowledge. Like people say that all the time, like about like female esports players. I'm like, do they even like know games? And it's like to me, it's not knowing games. It's that like you clearly have a passion for games. I was installing shelves yesterday, and I was listening to Spotify, and I don't have like a paid account, and so they did an ad. And then when the ad was like, if you got to do some writing, because they were trying to sell me on like just give money to Spotify. And they're like, if you're just writing or you're just like going on a jog or like getting in some gaming. And I was like, shut up. Just be quiet. Like that was clearly not written by somebody who plays video games and not read by somebody who plays video games. So I love like seeing like John Cena on the Bumblebee like press tour being given like the not Rob, but the gun, the power glove. But he also went like there's this great clip where he's talking about the gun, and he's talking about not only like how it worked, but like what games it came with, and specifically how you had to like game your TV and the NES to make it work. And he's like, but then there was also Rob, and the guy in front of him just pulls it out of the box, and John Cena's like face lights up. He's like, oh my god, and it's like you can't. I like that you still can't fake that. I think you will be able to at some point, but I like that that's so genuine.
I think it'll be important, going forward when dealing with these matters of like copyright issues and stuff like that, to have somebody that understands like what the heck does a Twitch streamer actually do, and trying to navigate those kind of weird, muddy waters.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I think she's a great figure in that she really is. She's just one politician, right? But like she's getting so much attention because she is so different. And I think it's because of her strategies. I mean, all your base or belong to us is to me like on the level of the cake is a lie, right? It's not like a reference where I'm like, whoa, nice. She's not at that level. To me, Jones is not that different from like listening to Spotify while you're gaming. But it's all part of a strategy that I think is pretty cool, is that I think that we're going to see politicians appeal to millennials and younger. I think we're going to see people go for a younger audience and try to get votes from them, which I think is cool.
Good vibes.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's not like I sort of agree, I think, with Kyle's sentiment. It's not like, oh man, so awesome that this person is into video games. Like it doesn't, that's not the thing that I think is going to, make me like that person or not like that person when it comes to politics. But I would rather have people be into video games than not be into them. But I just don't think it's going to I don't think that's going to be the thing that moves the needle for me.
Also, Mike Hook, very consistent.
Yeah, also Mike Hook. Mike Hook, these people usually show up at about the same spots each month, which is interesting. Alexander and Mike Hook. So that's cool. Any other thoughts on this?
I just like seeing the Jones twins. I don't know if anyone else can see that right now.
Yeah, I don't know why that's going on.
Jones is throwing himself over there.
Yeah, Ben, that's actually a really good point. Like, just if some politician was like, yo, I like Resident Evil, it wouldn't be like the deciding factor of like, is this a good person or not?
Right.
It's about so much more.
It'd be tough though, Huber. Like if there was somebody I disagreed with and they were like, what's your favorite video game? And he's like, Red Dead Redemption, clearly. I'd be like, oh, I'm deflected.
Yeah.
What went wrong?
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. And just like Jones votes for him. So God, just
sure.
But she seems like amazing and genuine. Yeah. So that's the difference.
Yeah, I think there are many reasons to be excited by AOC, but
hell yeah.
Video games just a little bonus. All right. Brandon says, hello, allies. Nintendo essentially, this news. Nintendo is essentially starting over with Metroid Prime 4, and I was wondering what you all thought about that. Personally, I have never really been into the Metroid series all that much, so I'm fine with them doing this if it means a better game. What are your guys' thoughts on them bringing in Retro Studios to help with the game? Also, I can't wait for those studio videos.
Oh, our studio videos.
Yeah.
Got it. Because you're
Um,
not getting any retro studio videos.
yeah, I think, obviously it seems like the right decision. I think it's telling that they're able to make that decision based on the success of the Switch right now. That like,
Yeah.
We can just kill this. Like, this isn't good enough. Kill it. We can wait till it's what the series deserves, rather than, hey, we've invested so much money, we've got to recoup it. I think that says a lot for where Nintendo's at the moment, that they can make a decision like that. And I know there's been a lot of questions thrown at me in the past couple of days with that. I think the other thing people are asking is like, well, what about what Retro is working on right now? And I think that they're probably far enough along with that they probably have people on the team that can start working on pre-production on Metroid while they finish up whatever the game they've been working on the past couple of years is.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how bad was the progress, or how bad was the quality of the version of the game that Nintendo was working on. And if the reports are to be believed, why would they ever think that piecemeal developing that game was a good idea? Essentially, the report was that they were outsourcing it to numerous companies to make different parts of the game, and it just wasn't coming together. Because when I heard the announcement that it was getting, essentially development was starting from scratch, I was like, what was the truth? Like, what did it look like? Who was actually working on it? Because I kept thinking, if Nintendo internal is developing this, how could it have been that bad? Like, I felt like the worst they could have done is just made a Breath of the Wild Metroid, and it would have been like phenomenal or something. And to have it be in that bad of a state after they
just do Breath of the Wild Metroid, like that's easy.
I mean, no, it's not easy, but the fact that like progress, like they weren't even they were basically saying it's not even like it's nowhere even near that. It's nowhere near any like state of being even a decent game or a good game. And the fact that they've been killing it with so many updates and new entries in other series, it just seemed weird. It just seems such a strange misfire for them. And now that I'm glad we know who's making Metroid now. We're also glad that we have confirmation of at least one thing that Retro is working on. That's like, yeah, the Bloodwurst said, there's so many questions about, was Retro actually working on, I mean, they had to have been working on something. Did it get canceled? Is it going to be finished first? And then are they moving on to Metroid? Is the other project done and they're just waiting to announce it? And then there was a report that, Retro pitched to Nintendo to take over the development of Metroid Prime 4 by making a 1-minute concept video, and they showed them Metroid Prime Trilogy Remastered that they apparently have completed. It's like, it's so confusing, but it was nice to at least see Nintendo come out and put expectations into check, because I think a lot of people were either expecting Metroid Prime 4 to come out either this year, or at the very least it was going to be at E3 and being discussed, and it sounds like it's going to be years before it's ready, and there you're going to hear about nothing about it this year. So I think it was like a necessary thing that they had to do and get this, like, rip that Band-Aid off.
I wonder, I mean, if you're talking about them, well, you're saying the proof of concept was Metroid Prime Trilogy?
No, this is a rumor from Imran Khan. Is that they actually made a demo? They actually Retro put a demo together and showed that to Nintendo.
Yeah, apparently Nintendo was they heard that there's some trouble with the development of Metroid Prime 4, so they have an interest. I mean,
they have an interest, because I mean, even though a lot of people have moved on there, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are at that studio that are invested and don't want to see it go down.
Yeah, definitely. I think also, and chat's pointing it out rightfully, that the previous Metroid, before Samus Returns, but the last console Metroid, Other M, didn't do so well. It kind of damaged the reputation of Metroid a little bit, and I think they don't want a repeat. And also, Other M was developed with Team Ninja and also in-house. So I think, just giving it back to especially when it's called Prime, There's Prime in the title. Giving it back to the studio that knocked it out of the park with each of those 3 entries was probably the smartest move that they could have made.
You know, it would soften this whole thing. Nice little Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch. Let's get that.
That's the rumor, Huber.
Dude, if we get that, no big deal with the delay. You know, just add an extra year or 2 before we see Metroid Prime 4, but at least we'll have the trilogy to wait.
Huber, the rumor is that it's good to go. Like, it's ready right now.
Dude.
And they're just, like, waiting on it. They're just sitting on that.
Shadow drop, perhaps, Ian?
It might not just be that they're waiting on it, Kyle, as well. It could be that Nintendo's, like, giving them more money. Like, be a little bit more ambitious with the trilogy. Like...
My hope was the shadow drop next week during the hopeful, you know, what you call it.
Next week, all right.
Okay.
During the hopeful what?
My hope is that I've already played through it on Switch.
Well, there were rumors of them having a direct or whatever sometime soon.
Oh,
you know?
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
Did we just make a direct?
Yeah.
Like,
no, people think they're like because of the Europe thing that US is going to have one after.
People think there'll be a Nindies direct, maybe, but yeah, people need to stop like thinking something's happening when it's not. Like look what happened this month. There was no real Nintendo direct, so yeah, stop going on formulas and like what Nintendo did in the past. It's not a good.
It almost never works.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
We got a direct. We got a direct about Metroid Prime 4.
I'm sorry, Damiani.
What was the video that recently did this? Was it Final Fantasy 15 delay or something? They did a similar video, like the director standing behind a white wall, just delivering the bad news. Essentially, we got like 1 or 2 of those in the last few years.
Have it for 15.
Yeah.
Even like the key art is bad. They couldn't even put a backdrop together. You know, it's just everything about Prime 4 was just.
I mean,
not good.
For real, that logo is basic. That logo sucks.
Oh yeah, an intern made that E3 trailer in like 5 seconds. Like,
but you know what? I really hope they have a GDC session in the future where they show off what the original version of Metroid Prime 4 looked like to see the comparison.
And like it's 10 years from now, but I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Our next question comes in from Ibrahim. He says, "Hi, allies. Nice and short. Will we see these franchises come back for the Nintendo Switch, either as a remake or sequel?" So we'll just do these one at a time, rapid fire. Will we see an Earthbound remake or sequel?
No.
Nope.
No.
Yes.
Thank you, Huber. Chibi Robo.
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
That actually might.
It is weird how they kept it alive on 3DS, right?
That weird 3DS spinoff, yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah.
The one where you take pictures and the stupid
thing, yeah.
one. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm going to say yes.
Flash was like a art. It's not Artoon now, right? They changed their name.
Mobile. Chibi Robo will be a mobile game.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would
Why?
make sense too.
Why?
Business.
GB Robo's not in Smash. He's not getting his own video game.
I don't know why you think that. I mean, he's had more video games than Earthbound.
Yeah. If they can't make a character a model of him with some fighting moves, but they can make a huge video game and expect people to spend $60 on it, like, I don't know.
I guess the scale has changed. They're not making Whiplash anymore, right? Like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Jones.
Will we see a remake or sequel to Star Tropics?
No.
Nope.
Shout out Ryan Stevens.
Shout out.
Golden Sun.
Yes.
Yeah. Follow up to that Dark Dawn.
I feel like a Switch reboot for that.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think so.
I think that last 3DS game was their chance, and they just...
The DS one?
They botched it, yep.
I don't know. I feel like there's been a lot of noise about Golden Sun. I think there's a chance we'll see a Golden Sun or Advance Wars on Switch.
Yeah, Kyle. I don't think the original 2 set the GBA ones. I don't think they were set the sales world on fire. I think it. I think
you can't go off past
So
Algorithms.
here's the
But
real.
it's Camelot who does these games.
Yeah.
Though,
So here's my real opinion about the Golden Sun games. It's not about the characters. It's not about the world. It is simply just it was a technically impressive RPG on the Game Boy Advance, and so I think that once that's lost, there's no value to that IP.
I don't think they need to make a sequel. I think or I guess a sequel or remake. Yeah, I was gonna say reboot. You know.
Yeah,
I think the
who
property's
cares?
still. I think the property's still worthwhile.
Do you? What's
Yeah,
good about Golden? What's good about that world?
I mean, I love the Jin combat system, like stacking the different ones to create different spell effects, and you had access. And when you used them, they went on like cooldown essentially, and it changed like what spells and skills you had available. I like the puzzle solving element to it. I don't know, Kyle. Like for whatever reason, I like the story and the characters of the original two. Dark Dawn's another story, but the original GBA ones, I really like those. And I was like that cliffhanger. After the lighthouse is like, I want to know what's happening. Like, wait, what's going on? Like, I wanted to know how this concluded, and I feel like that's the MO of the series. It's like on a cliffhanger. So I don't know.
That's how they try to get sequels. I actually really like the Jin system too, because I love summons. So I love that big time.
Also, some of the boss battles weren't pushovers by any stretch of the imagination. I remember having trouble on several of those bosses.
Could it be multiplat or is that first party?
That's Camelot is first party. I think Nintendo owns them.
Okay.
No, they don't. Camelot works for like a bunch of they work for Sega, Capcom. They've done work on other Japanese series, yeah.
But I think Golden Sun is owned by Nintendo.
Yeah, the IP is owned by Nintendo. It cannot be Golden Sun cannot be multi-platform. Yeah.
I think people are excited about quality RPGs on Switch. Like I think it could work, and I think it could do well. If it had the right look, I don't know. I think people are more. There's something about the Switch that I think makes long RPGs a lot more approachable for people than just it being on a console or just being on a handheld.
This is funny. They were actually they were a Sega studio in the first place. They were Sega CD4. And they made the Shining Force series. Yeah. Interesting. There's some lineage there.
Will we see a remake or sequel to Punch Out on the Switch?
I think yes.
I definitely think yes.
I'll put my chips on that table. Sure.
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
Double down.
I think Punch Out is an easy win.
Yeah.
F-Zero.
Yes.
I really want it, but I say no.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
I think
on the Switch. We're talking about Switch here.
I actually think that the success of Mario Kart 8 might give them more leniency to do in F-Zero, because they don't have to pump out another Mario Kart on the Switch just yet because it's doing so well.
But I also think you might know more about this, Blood, but I mean, F-Zero GX, that was essentially kind of what just is going on with Metroid Prime 4, where Nintendo is trying to internally develop the sequel to F-Zero X, and they couldn't get it right, and they handed it over to Sega, and Sega delivered this phenomenal game, and apparently it was like, hey, this makes sense, make more, and like it just never happened. And because Nintendo just for whatever reason, I don't know, does Sega have enough resources? They're working on their own Sonic game right now that doesn't look too, I mean, whatever, we'll see how it looks in the end, but it doesn't look like F-Zero GX quality to me.
Right. I'm just saying that, the amount of love that the Mario Kart team gave to F-Zero in Mario Kart 8, it feels like they really want to make that game.
To me, it felt like this is all you're getting.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like this is as good as it gets. Everybody enjoy it.
Felt like a nod.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole game, the whole Mario Kart 8 is designed like an F-Zero game. The way those tracks all twist around and stuff.
Friendly wager, Bossman.
What do you got?
Oh God.
Friendly wager.
Wait, I thought you're not doing this.
Humor.
This is friendly.
Friendly wagers aren't bets, Blood.
Okay.
Someone at Nintendo will utter the words F-Zero before the end of the year.
Probably, but does it mean it's
you mean
game?
like in a video? You mean like in a Nintendo Direct?
Not necessarily direct, but like an interview.
Yeah, on camera.
How about like F-Zero could just fly out anywhere? How about new F-Zero?
Sure.
Okay, I'll take that friendly wager. I have a little bit of trivia for everyone. Since 1999, Camelot has only made one game that was published by someone who is not Nintendo. What is that game?
Was it a Hot
It
Shots?
was a Wii game.
Oh, Blood, I feel like you and Dami are on it. It's called We Love Golf. Capcom
Okay, that's the
published
name
that
of
game.
it. It was a golf
Yeah.
game. I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah. You're coming at Damiani, you're coming at me like, oh, they make Sega games, they make Capcom games. It's like they made
they have
one non-Nintendo game since 1999, dude.
So what? Like
Okay,
that
all
means
right.
they're not a first party studio. That's all it means.
Because of that one Capcom game.
I mean, yeah, like there are other
Well,
studios that exist right
they're-
now that make games exclusively, but they could make games
Yeah.
for other studios if they wanted.
They were like effectively first party, I would say. They're like that weird, we still own ourselves, but like, yeah, they make Nintendo exclusives.
All right, that was all that Ibrahim had for the games. The next question comes in from Robert. He says, I don't think I was aware of the term fan service, usually referred to as gratuitous titillation, until I heard Damiani use the term to describe SNK heroines, and more recently in his review of Tales of Vesperia. Nowadays, I'm seeing the term in that context far more often. For the longest time, fan service meant to me whenever a piece of media included something wholly unnecessary that only the fans would appreciate. For example, at the end of the second Silent Hill movie, Travis Grady, the main character of Origins, he was also in Homecoming, and the prison bus from Downpour both make a cameo appearance, which no one unfamiliar with the games would appreciate. I'm curious, what fan service moment do you recall most often, whether it was positive or negative, titillating or not?
Resident Evil 2 remake. Not going to say it. Just going to say something.
Oh,
Something made me happy.
I was thinking of Metal Gear Solid 2. Snake's wearing a bandana and he says infinite ammo. And that would make no sense if you didn't play through Metal Gear Solid 1 a bunch of times. You're like, why does he have infinite ammo and why is he pointing at his bandana?
Maybe this doesn't count, but every time I play a Kingdom Hearts game and there's a new Square Enix character, like I never know who it's going to be, and they're all over the place with who they include, I get really excited.
Counts.
a good example for me is Throwback Galaxy. The recreation of from Super Mario 64's level put into Super Mario Galaxy 2 is like, oh yeah,
Throwback Galaxy.
that name too. Yeah, Throwback Galaxy.
The Super Mario RPG, the optional boss,
Oh yeah.
super hard.
You guys beat that when you streamed it, right? The optional boss.
Huber,
No,
we only got like 2 sessions in and then we got fired.
Yep, that's exactly what happened with Super Mario RPG.
Sorry to bring that up.
We made it to like the pond where you had
Yeah.
to like make a song.
Yeah, I just remember the music of that area being pretty wild.
Really, well, it was really grating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a whistle, right? There's like a whistle going.
Got to bring movies into this, but I love Donald Glover and Maverick so much. Lethal Weapon reference, and I love Confessions of a Dangerous Mind when Brad Pitt and Matt Damon are in one shot, in a panning shot. It goes by them. It's just like, and Matt Damon and Brad Pitt. You're like, what? Like on set for one day. I love when clearly like somebody had to come on set. Like even like Anchorman. Like I love when it was like, you know, Tim Robbins, can I get you for just like 6 hours?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
like every
You're in New York?
Stan Lee
Let's do it.
cameo
You know,
ever,
like-
right?
Yeah, I love that. But I love that Stan's driving the bus in Infinity War. That's really great. That's a fun way. Like the last stands are like so poignant to me. Every single one. Like, oh my god. Like the game and Infinity War this year and Into the Spider-Man versus the Spider-Verse. Like, well done.
Jonas has a question for Huber and Blood. Skyline or Supra?
Which Skyline?
Not specified in this question.
Skyline. If there's no restrictions, yeah. I would take maybe like Paul Walker's Supra in the original Fast and the Furious is so sick, but I still like Skylines more.
I mean, I guess from the games that I've played with the minute, I mean, I've gravitated toward Skylines more, but like Gran Turismo, there's what, like 50 Skylines?
So many.
I'll take Supra.
What?
You can't go wrong here, dude. Supers are sick.
Thanks.
Next question comes in from Carl. He says, "Hey, allies. My question is plain and simple. Did any of you see a Dragon Ball Super Broly at the theater? And if so, what did you think of it? As someone who thinks Dragon Ball Z to be vastly overrated, I thought the movie was all right. Broly providing some well-deserved beatdowns was worth it. That's all I got. Can't wait for Tuesday and the studio reveal. Studio hype, Carl."
Are you going to say any spoilers? Because if so, I'm going to walk away for a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil the whole thing. Damiani, you should leave for a half hour.
All right, bye.
I think I'm the only one who's seen it so far.
I'm gonna go and see it this weekend.
Can I give a preface to what Kyle's about to say?
What?
One of my favorite things is when another ally enters our Slack channel and says something is a 10 out of 10, and that's exactly what Bossman did with Dragon Ball Super Broly.
True.
He's like, that movie is a 10 out of 10. Holy crap.
Here's the funny thing I shared with chat yesterday is it's, to me, an ideal movie to see by yourself because you don't have to worry about whether your friend is liking it or not. You can just wholly be there and give everything. You can give your all to the movie and not worry about anyone next to you.
Kyle, I want to extend that farther, and I just want to go to a theater where no one is there. It's just you.
I think there were only 4 other people in that theater.
Okay.
Tuesday
There's a
morning.
chance. Sorry?
Tuesday mornings.
Oh, best time to see a movie?
Least crowded. I've asked numerous ticket taker employees, movie theater employees. You would think Monday, but it's actually Tuesday morning.
Imagine being some dumb dad, right? Imagine being some dad. You think you're funny. You're bringing your 13-year-old kid to see Broly, right? You walk into this theater. There's 2 or 3 other people there, lots of space. You sit right behind the guy who's 33 years old and clearly just wants to chill by himself. You sit right behind him and you shake your leg. You make his seat move.
You gotta move.
And you share your dumb dad jokes with your kid. I was so mad.
You gotta move seats.
I had to, Huber. I had to get up and go.
Think about how much going to Broly means for that kid, though. It's probably super cool that he's going with his dad.
Yeah, maybe stop kicking seats, Dad.
Yeah, I hear you. I just hate, why do people open snacks at the worst times? And why is it such a struggle for them? Just open the package. Why does it take you 2 minutes to open a thing of Skittles?
I think because
their hands are too cold.
They don't realize that this is way quieter than.
Yeah, that's what they do. They just manhandle it for minutes at a time. Trying to watch a movie here.
And wait till the action scene, please.
Yeah. They always got to do it when people are talking. It's like they're bored, and they just have to do it when 2 people are talking.
I don't know, man. When I go to the movie theater, I'm halfway done with the snacks before the movie even gets started. So
I'm that way too, Blood.
Trailers, dude. Trailers are for snacks.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Fantastic Beasts 2, and Amanda dumped this size popcorn just all over me. She was just like, "Here's popcorn." Oh, and just all over my feet and my legs and my lap and all the floor and everything.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. No, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, she was having a hard time watching that movie, but it wasn't dump popcorn on her husband bed. But nothing to do with Broly. Moving on.
All right, we had no spoilers for Broly.
Oh, Broly is,
muted us though.
Dragon Ball in general is not underrated overrated. That's absurd.
It is absurd. I agree.
That's one of the silliest things I've heard in a Q&A.
I feel like Broly as a character was overrated, but now he is not because of this movie.
How do you feel? Have you seen a synopsis or something?
No, I'm just taking your word for it.
Okay, yeah, dude.
Because Broly before, I was never into the
Welcome to the canon, dude. He's
the old
solid
filler
now.
movies. Yeah. And that's the word around the street is that finally Broly's amazing.
Yeah.
I started talking about Broly right as chat was like, "Hey, they're done talking about Broly."
Oh well, yeah.
I love that you use the phrase "word around the street" in reference to a Dragon Ball character.
We're around the street. Dude.
Oh yeah, I picked up some groceries and we got talking about Broly.
At the Whole Foods.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Andrew. All right, allies on the panel this month. What is? I like this question a lot. What is each of your individual favorite character customization systems in any game, and why?
Damn.
Wow.
Injustice 2 is pretty good.
Why?
Because you rarely see characters that are that beloved and that companies can get frequently more like freaked out about. Like, hey, don't make Batman look like that. And it was cool as having DC be like, yeah, go. Just make him whatever. It doesn't matter. Make Batman pink. Just go.
You can make Batman pink?
I don't know. You can make there was a weird like characters who come at me in colors. I was like, whoa.
Gotcha.
There's not a It's been a while since I played it, but
I feel like the character that I was most into, I was just like, oh man, this is a really cool character, was in Final Fantasy 14. I felt like both A, you had a lot of options, and B, most of them looked really good. Like I ended up really digging the little dragon lady that I made. Thought she was cool. And the outfits in Final Fantasy 14 are also amazing, so that helps a lot.
14 is my pick as well, because Glamour is the true end game. 14 meme.
Yeah, I feel like MMOs are completely unfair because for me it's like World of Warcraft, obviously, just because you go into a raid, you do something sick, you get a weapon or a piece of armor.
I just feel like Huber, for me, Warcraft, especially in the early days, would violently swing between the worst looking stuff ever and absolutely amazing. Like
when you hit level cap, though, man. Then
it gets better once you get up there.
When you first start an expansion, it's like you went to a garage sale. You're just kind of like, I got a little bit. That's like my figure that I have is actually like Burning of the Lich King. Like it's like Wrath of the Crusade. Like there's like I think there's still some stuff from the original game. Like my bows from like Northrend. It was all over the place. Also, the clothing textures in Red Dead are out of control. Out of control. You have coats and they like hug the holster. So the coat's like around the holster, like exposing the gun. And like making clothes and items not clip like that is like, if you compare, like a lot of games just do not bother. It's like, it's going to clip.
Johnson, I had Arthur Morgan clipping through a bowler hat, dude. His forehead was clipping through that hat.
Send me a screenshot then, bro.
If I'm not talking MMO, it's definitely nearly all wrestling games.
Nice pick, dude.
It's unreal.
That's a good.
Default hype.
Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was really fun making characters on stream in 6. Blood, you got one?
I don't know that I do.
All right then.
The Mii craze was really fun while it lasted.
The what?
The Mii craze when the Wii came out. Everybody making their Mii's. Like, look, I made a Stormtrooper. It was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. That's a good picture.
Damiani, Bossman, and Ben. Can we please stream Comrades?
No, what is it?
Final Fantasy.
It's the 15.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Comrades.
I'm down.
No.
Huber, I'll do it if you win a friendly wager.
Okay. All right, now it's high stakes. Comrades.
Kyle the Stone Stakes, dude.
I'm looking at a list here. It says the customization in it is like really cool.
And apparently the combat's way different too, dude. I bet it's fun.
Dude, it is.
That should be a group stream. That's
Comrades.
Yeah, maybe we could group stream it. Set up some monitors. We have the space now.
Dude, I mean,
Somebody mentioned the Xbox avatars are still a thing, and man, they botched that. The 360 one I was happy with. The newer one was like, okay, I guess I'll go with this.
Yeah, Zero Impact, right? Like they brought them back, and it was supposed to be, the return of avatars, but nobody wants them.
I put a Doom shirt on my guy on the Xbox 360 days, and that was pretty cool. Caesar asks, Hello, allies. Same text as always, just a different system.
Let's
Wants
go,
to
baby.
build a gaming music library and counting on your wise input. I'll be using the following months to gather your favorite video game scores, as in music tracks, not high scores, from all time. Since we're dealing with over 30 years of gaming history, we'll be focusing on a different console each month. But don't just think exclusives, multi-platform games count. Also, this is not a debate. We don't want to narrow down, we want to expand. If 5 games pop to mind, don't choose. Just mention them all. Be risky. Be wild. This month, Virtual Boy. Just kidding. This month, the Dreamcast. What are your favorite soundtracks of that system?
Tony Hawk.
I'm a broken record here, but the soundtrack in Phantasy Star Online is actually very good.
Yeah, I mean,
Arcadia.
Shenmue is obvious.
Shenmue is also very
Still haven't played through, but I just feel confident in this one. Space Channel 5.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Jet Grind Radio, Jet Set Radio
Mhm.
is a must include. Sonic, you know what? Both Sonic Adventures, I feel like you need them on there. On that list.
Crazy Taxi, obviously.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Let's see what else.
Ben, can you imagine though? Just like gonna take you. Can you imagine listening to Can I Take You for a Ride? Like just sitting down.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever listened to it just on its own. But,
Does that song end? How does it end?
It never ends.
Res. Yeah.
I'm going to search right now if there's a Can I Take You for a Ride that's 10 hours long.
So Res was on Dreamcast.
Oh, nice.
Grandia 2 is definitely a good soundtrack.
Hey, where's that Grandia HD thing? That was announced so long ago. I'm on it.
Here, let's sleuth it up.
Any Legacy of Kain fans can speak to that?
I cannot speak to that.
I cannot.
Jones good. Jones is like our Legacy of Kain dude.
So the Legacy
Oh,
of
no.
King guy.
We're in deep trouble if I'm the Legacy of Kain dude.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were the guy.
I love it. I played it once many years ago.
Yeah, I played it, but don't remember it.
We have no Legacy of Kain guy.
I always want to do a Legacy of Kain retro.
Ooh.
For the reason of being like finally knowing. It's kind of the same thing about
I found
Castlevania. Like when we did the Castlevania retro, there was a lot of Castlevania games I had played.
I found a nice obscure one. Sword of the Berserk, Guts Rage. Susumu Hirasawa did that soundtrack.
I have not played that game. I think didn't somebody send it to us though?
No, I bought it and we tried to stream it, but it was busted.
The disc was broken. It sucked.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like so on an old PC that unfortunately the hard drive died and I've never recovered it. I had a whole bunch of Berserk music, which I think some of it was probably from this game. And I love that stuff, even though I'd never seen the anime or played any of the games.
Chad is way right. This is an excellent suggestion that needs to be on there. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Put it on the list. One of the greats for soundtracks and fighting. It has it all. Tony Hawk games are good. How many Tony Hawk games are on Dreamcast? One is 2 and 3.
I think all the way up till 3, maybe 4.
I have one on Dreamcast. Okay. Seems like we're running out. We'll move on. Next question comes in from Not Jack. He says, "What up? It's your boy. What's one game that many allies dislike that you think is actually bad/good?" So I got a contemporary one. Ian and Kyle really don't like New Super Mario Bros. U, and I think it's a good game.
Nice. That's a good pick.
Sure. Yeah.
The game is trash.
I'm on your team, man.
I have a couple. Super Mario 3D World is amazing.
Yes.
Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. Play
It's
with
good.
your friends.
It's good. It's good in single player. It's awful in multiplayer. That's my thing.
I am completely reversed. It's so fun.
Really?
multiplayer. Yeah.
Oh god, it's the most irritating game to play multiplayer ever to me.
I always get a little irked. I think it's an easy game to make fun of, considering how saturated it's been. But I always get a little irked whenever everybody takes a big dump on Skyrim. I'm always like, dude, I can play Skyrim any day. And man, when that game first came out, I was I was lost in that game. Like had a lot of fun.
I
Because
think
you're too scared to play Dark Souls.
I think Skyrim is a great game.
Both these are true.
Skyrim does so many incredible things, and I think it's just because of the scope of Skyrim, in a lot of ways, that the things that it doesn't do well really stick out. But overall,
Yeah.
yes, I think Skyrim is great and deserves the recognition. I just don't think the combat is good.
I did bow and arrow exclusively, and blowing up a skeleton with a bow and arrow. It's just every time.
Hey, shocker! I actually like Borderlands too.
I like Borderlands 2.
So much shade thrown at that all the time.
Blood likes
Alien
it.
Isolation.
Yeah.
Oh.
What'd you say, Huber?
Alien Isolation.
Who doesn't like Alien Isolation, though?
Ian doesn't like it.
I don't like it.
Too many robots.
I didn't
Jones-
finish
Yeah, I
it.
just didn't like the androids.
I didn't finish it. I just tuned out. It was just like I'm not.
Yeah,
having
me
fun
too.
anymore.
Me too.
But Huber, I like that you like Alien Isolation more than I like Alien Isolation.
Nice.
So
Jones likes Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never gotten that.
Hello.
can we please?
Wow.
That was a
I
good
can't-
one.
I
That was a
can't
good
get
one.
I can't out of bad.
I feel like I should on this every Q&A, so maybe I just shouldn't, but I do think Final Fantasy 13 is a bad game. Or at least a mediocre one.
Aw.
It's okay. It's okay. A lot of people like that game. I like
My
15,
impression-
and a lot of people don't like 15, so that's fine.
Where do we stand on 15?
Dude.
I
I'm
like-
the only one I think who doesn't like it in this group.
I
I
10 out of 10, but I don't know why I like 15.
I'm not interested in 15, which I think is different from not liking it.
Okay. True. I love it. 15 is one of
I
my
love
favorite
it.
Fantasies. Fantasies.
I love it. Kyle.
I like it.
Amanda's in Lightning Returns, and I couldn't hack it. I went through it. I'm like, I'm gonna find you, hon. And like 10 hours later, I was like, sat her down, like, Amanda. Real talk.
John.
I'm gonna find you.
There are these things called full playthroughs on YouTube. I suggest you just put one on 2x speed. Keep your ears peeled. Good luck.
It's really good.
Do we have any other strong disagreements that we want to get out there? Stir the pot.
I'm scared.
I
I'm
like
trying
The
to-
Last Guardian.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
Last
think of,
Guardian is
like-
the other one.
Oh, sure. That's very polarizing for us. I was trying to think of Game of the Year award stuff that would like light us up.
Yeah,
Last
Last
Guardian's
Guardian
definitely
is the one where like Huber and I think it's like actively bad and everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Does it count if you did like it, but now no longer really like it?
Hey, welcome aboard, baby.
No, not Last Guardian. I'm thinking,
Oh.
I'm thinking of like Hearthstone. Now
got-
whenever I play it,
I got
think
so
it's-
excited, Ben.
Yeah.
But
I
there's
like
so
that
much
game.
invested in Hearthstone.
I'm just as surprised to hear Hearthstone, Ben. The game just like sour.
I think the
Is it-
best way for me to describe my things with Hearthstone is the things that annoy me didn't really get fixed in a way that satisfied me, and the new things they added were not as exciting as I hoped they would be. So it's not so much that like I hate card games or I hate like the fundamentals of Hearthstone. I don't. I still really like that stuff. It's just like how they updated it over time didn't spark joy.
You know what's weird? That's why I'm like way cool with nominating a persistent game for Game of the Year. Because like, hey, in that year, I think it was 2015 or 2014, whatever we gave it to, 2014.
2014.
Like that was a better game than it is today, right? But like it could go the other way. You know,
I
it's
did that
weird
with
because
Fortnite.
that game still existed. Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm way cool with it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like it almost works against it in hindsight that it still exists
Yeah.
today, and which is weird.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whereas like if they just canceled Hearthstone after that year, it'd be like, oh man, remember Hearthstone?
Right.
It's just Game of the Year. I think people kind of they do take the whole game into consideration over a number of years, but I think for us at the time, it was just this was the best game. This was the game that we got collectively the most enjoyment out of in 2014. With all that being said, Tropical Freeze is still pretty damn good and got shafted hard during 2014.
I would have
I
taken
didn't
that
even
or
play it in
Bayonetta.
2014 as much as I wanted to. So, what I'm trying to say, Kyle, is that you were right. You were kind of like in the corner championing for Tropical Freeze, and you were correct.
Yeah.
What about a best re-release category? The best game that already came out, but came out again on another console in a big way.
We
that
have
year.
that.
We have
We have remastered remakes.
Gotcha.
But there's a lot of things we crossed off that list because it was like, nah, that's not really a remake. It's just on a new system. It's like I played it. A lot of Hollow Knight's like a lot of people played it that did not play it at all last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
Of those games, what's
that's
the best?
like every game that doesn't have enough budget to be able to make multi-platforms.
It's a weird category, yeah, but food for thought.
Oh, I just thought of another one. I think Huber really likes Sonic Forces, and I don't like Sonic Forces.
I like Sonic Forces.
I think we disagree on that one. All right. Next question comes in from 1D10 The Show. Hey, allies, I've been doing a lot of reading lately and can't help but think of all the amazing games that could come from these books. What book would you like to see as a game? In what genre? By what team? Harry Potter as an RPG/school sim made by the Persona team. Mistborn as an MMO by Arcane Studios. Hop on Pop. I don't know.
Yeah, what is Hop on Pop?
That's a Dr. Seuss book.
It's a Dr. Seuss book.
Oh, I haven't read it. Hop on Pop is a detective thriller by Don't Nod. Let your imaginations go wild and have fun with it.
Who hopped on Pop?
Wow.
Mistborn.
Mistborn would be dope.
Yeah, it'd be incredible.
I'd like it more as like an action RPG than an MMO, though.
Sure.
I accidentally just typed in Hot Pop, and
Oh, no.
the first thing to come up is a YouTube video called Hot Pop Stop, and it has like these adorable little penguins in
Okay.
like really cute outfits.
Great.
Could have gone worse.
Yeah, I think I need to share this with you guys. I don't think I could just let this slide. There we go. All right, sorry. Books.
You know what's funny is I think books actually translate better to games than movies do in that they're long. They don't have to stick to a strict narrative structure of every scene, meaning everything to every character, like The Witcher works, right? It's interesting. I think there's more to tap there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like, is my mic on? I don't remember which. Okay.
You're on.
I'm trying to think like what kind of game and what studio you could make out of like some of the Cormac McCarthy stuff, like Blood Meridian by Rockstar or like CD Projekt Red or something. It would be like basically like a really violent, evil, depraved Red Dead Redemption 2. It'd be crazy. On second thought, no, it'd be too awful.
Books are sad.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Annihilation by Remedy would be like the Southern Reach. I mean, they're basically doing it with Control. But
Sure.
They've already done this, but I want a new Dragonlance game so badly. That would make little middle school Ben pretty damn stoked if I could play as that crew from those books. Tanis and Raceland and all them.
There's an author I really like, Tom Clancy. I think that maybe they should cast some of his stuff to turn into games.
Have you guys read Game of Thrones? That'd be really good.
Oh man.
A Game of Thrones RTS though, for real.
Blood.
Based on the books, it'd be really good.
oh yeah, the RTS is probably
They made one, but it was like the Targaryen era, like modern. You could take the story in any direction you want. You could play as the White Walkers, like all of that.
If they could make a good Game of Thrones game, I'd be way into it.
I think RTS is the best. You can like marry people off. Like if you're the phrase, you can
you'd
marry
have to-
all your wives off, and like that's one of your main like bonuses that like you don't fight that much. You just like get everybody laid. That'd be great.
They actually made a Game of Thrones strategy game.
It was in the old era though. It was in the long ago.
Game of Thrones Genesis.
They made an
Mostly
RPG
negative
based on the
reviews.
miniseries, but they made an RTS that was terrible. That took place like hundreds of years ago. It was like when the Targaryens had like a bunch of dragons. They were riding around everywhere.
Jones,
That
it
era.
sounds like you need to play Crusader Kings by Paradox or whatever, because
All
that's
right.
basically how they are.
Cool.
You getting your daughters married?
Yeah, you it's about like lineages and all kinds. It's incredibly complicated.
Well,
Anybody got any other games they want to support?
James and the Giant Peach.
sure.
That's a good one.
That's a fun one.
That's a good one. All right. Our next question comes in from Eileen. She asks, now that you guys have the studio, what's the next big goal you can think of if you ever reach 100K?
Well,
Huh.
That's
I
a
mean,
bit-
we're thinking about that stuff. Like that's
We're
not that's
thinking
not
about
a,
it.
well, that's a question we've asked ourselves. I don't know if we're like talking about that yet.
I don't think we're ready to talk about it yet.
No.
Here's
Okay.
my proposal. A high-budget K-pop video featuring all of us.
I'm in for
Welcome by
that.
League of Legends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, get Patrick to produce it.
if we could make that happen.
And it's all like we all have to learn the Korean lyrics.
Right.
Like it's in Korean.
Do you think we could get 20 people to listen to us in Korea?
20 people?
Yes.
Yeah, if
Try
we made a
to-
K-pop song.
Yes.
I'm sure there are 20 people there already.
Do you think that if we had a concert in South Korea, 20
No.
people would attend?
No, it would just be
No.
whoever we brought with us on the flights.
Okay.
Kyle, I think people would be really into it.
Thanks, Ben.
I,
We would
I
have to
think-
market it.
I think you and Ian could make a good K-pop song.
Let's
It's a
go
whole
for it.
genre. It's a whole
Yeah.
genre.
I think we might get 30 people. All right. I think we're.
But like, serious answer is like, look out for it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Look out!
Please be excited.
Please be excited. Big things.
We are here to announce Final Fantasy VII Remake. Thank you. DRD 7 of 14 asks, "Hey there, allies! Now that the studio is upon you, is it at all possible that we could be seeing more Don Casanova in the future? I know he's not a man of unlimited time with Funhouse and all. Just curious if the setup and physical location would be more agreeable to his schedule."
No way to say.
I think the answer is yes.
Oh.
I think it's probably us.
Yeah, I don't want to hold him to anything, but
Yeah.
the answer of is it possible is yes.
Yeah. I think he even wants to, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
You maybe heard it here first.
Yeah. He wears like t-shirts, but not all the time. He's tall, but not too tall, you know.
Next
Like
question.
Bloodworth.
Yeah.
What do you mean not too tall?
Oh, I was just quoting, I think it's She's All That or Can't Hardly Wait, when someone is trying to find somebody,
Oh, okay.
and these
Oh,
two
okay.
like stoners are giving like totally non-committal answers to everything.
I'm definitely a bit too tall. It's too
Blood, you're
tall for
not
the
too
bathroom.
tall, dude. You're
Blood,
not
Hey,
you're
too
perfect.
tall.
Blood,
You
you're
said it.
perfect.
You said it.
This is probably going to be a Jones question. This comes in from Angelo. He says, "Hey, allies, who's your favorite tertiary video game character?" Oh, I thought it was a Disney character. I'm sorry, Joe.
Ah!
I'm sorry. I set you up there. Tertiary video game character. I mean characters that aren't either protagonists nor directly relevant to the game's core story. Think Tingle, Don Corneo, or Mr. Libido. Oh, excellent picks there, my friend. Tertiary video game character. Go ahead.
Beetle was what came to my mind. Beetle is the storekeeper in Wind Waker and Skyward Sword. Really good Beetle quest.
And RE4, the salesman.
Oh yeah, the merchant for sure.
Tom in Shenmue. He's like he's on the border of supporting / tertiary.
He's involved, man.
But he's tertiary. Tom's tertiary.
He's culpable.
You can take him out, and like nothing would really change in the game.
Yeah.
Marvin.
Who?
Marvin. Yeah, dude.
Who's Marvin?
RE2.
Oh.
You could do this for a lot of them, but Sid in Final Fantasy IX. I don't know if that counts as tertiary, I suppose, but
Counts.
his whole story, I think, is pretty endearing.
Angela's character in Silent Hill 2. This is more like a just really sad, affecting one, but I believe her name is Angela. Her story is really intense.
Xehanort.
Xehanort is not tertiary.
That was just for the Damiani reaction.
Mickey, though, he's kind of comes and goes, right?
But he's important.
Yeah. You can be tertiary and important, I think.
I like the librarian in Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Just such a weird vibe. You've gone through so many rooms, and then you suddenly it's this guy sitting there. What's up? And you're like,
And you can.
what the hell are you doing in here, man? Like,
I love bumping him up on his chair too, and he goes.
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Can we collectively name the 5 foretellers in Kingdom Hearts? Are there 5?
What?
The
Foretellers?
I don't even know
I
what you're talking
can't name who they are anymore.
Are they the animal mask people?
They're the
Yeah,
animal mask people.
Oh no,
I don't
I couldn't do
know
it.
how important that's going to be to anything.
I'm like, well, the reason I'm watching back cover right now, so that's probably unfair. It's fresh.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, know their names. Now it's like, yeah, no.
How many things in that do you think they'll just like drop?
No,
What do you mean?
Dude, back cover has.
what do you mean?
Like,
The innocence.
they're gonna drop in 3.
They don't drop a thing.
They
Ian.
don't-
No, like
yeah,
leave
they don't
hanging.
drop-
I mean,
it-
thanks.
Whoa.
What?
Maybe she knows.
I mean, like things that they set up that they're just gonna not resolve.
It's not a loss situation. Kingdom Hearts like never does that.
I mean,
Oh.
there's also potentially stuff in that's set up for beyond Kingdom Hearts 3 in terms of because there's the Xehanort saga that's supposed to be ending in 3, and then there's it does not. Nomura said it will not end the story of Sora though and friends. This is like years ago. Who knows if it's still true? So the Kingdom Hearts will continue past this game supposedly. So maybe the foreteller stuff, it might be relevant to 3. It's also gonna be relevant to like a larger mythology beyond like Keyblade War and stuff like that and Xehanort. I mean, Keyblade War is its own thing. Xehanort's ambition for Kingdom Hearts is a separate thing that's also rooted in like what happened in the past. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff hinted at in back cover, whatever it's called, that I felt was larger picture stuff that was going to be maybe have long-standing revelations beyond Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, cool.
Way cool.
Our next question comes in from O'Million. Hello, allies. What is everyone's favorite type of food?
French fries.
Pasta.
Pasta.
Mexican and Japanese.
Sushi? Japanese?
Yeah, I like Japanese is probably my favorite, but I really like Korean food a lot. I like Indian food a lot and Mexican. Those are probably like my top contenders.
Mediterranean, baby.
I also like Indian food.
Noise.
I love food.
I love food too.
I love food.
Korean barbecue and ramen makes me happy in a way that like no other meal does when it's done correctly.
Watch Naruto, Ben. Watch it all, man.
What?
Come on, dude.
There are some really good ramen scenes.
Please, dude.
Hubert's not joking around right
It's hilarious
Yeah.
though.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Just want to talk about the Akatsuki with Ben. It's like a dream.
Hubert, all right. Watch My Hero so I can talk about All Might with you.
All right, I'm going to continue it. I'm making a promise I'm going to continue My Hero today.
Huber, I don't believe in the Akatsuki, dude.
You don't believe in the Akatsuki?
Like
do you
what
mean?
the Akatsuki was set up as versus what they turned out to be is like a total bummer.
What?
Yeah. The
You're
Akatsuki is
forward,
not
dude.
cool.
Then
The
you would
Akatsuki
like
thinks
Kingdom
it
Hearts,
is.
Kyle.
Okay.
Dude, I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Are we in spoiler territory?
No.
Okay. All right.
You're
Next,
flirting with spoiler territory,
let's not flirt.
but we walked away.
Let's not flirt. Next question comes in from Isaiah. He says, "Hello, Oz. I just want you to answer one question. You have to choose one of the following games. You are stuck and you have to play either Fallout 76 or Star Wars Battlefront 2 for a bet that you might have lost. Now, these are launch editions, no patches. You can each pick which one you would prefer.
Battlefront 2 across the board.
Yeah,
Battlefront
sounds
2,
like
easy,
pretty obvious. Yeah.
without a doubt.
Oh boy,
Yes.
let's play like when this Q&A ends. Let's all
No,
I
if
kinda wanna
if
play
I had
it.
to, I would.
play Battlefront 2, Count Dooku, General Kenobi.
Count Dooku, baby.
Jones, you're telling me to play Battlefront 2 over Resident Evil 2? It's not happening.
These
Sorry.
blasted lands of Geonosis spent. No.
Is Grievous in the game?
Yeah. I think so.
Grievous
I've
is
seen Grievous
in
in
the
an
game.
ad for sure.
This is the easiest question we've ever been asked.
Yeah, and Darth Maul, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So fun being Darth Maul.
Next question comes in from Michael. Hello, AZ Allies. Now that Sony won't attend E3 or have an E3 press conference, do you think companies that could have been part of Sony's conference are discussing other solutions? For example, if Level 5 and Falcom will ask Square Enix if they can join their press conference.
Phil Spencer's message box. He's still going through his backlog.
Do you know what I think though? I think like Activision is not sweating. I think Sony's going to have some event and Activision's like, okay, we'll ride with you, dude.
Yeah, okay, here's a question.
Ride or die.
Has Sony confirmed, like, is this the language thing where it's like we're not going to be at E3 and we're not going to have an E3 press conference?
They confirmed they're not going to touch it. They're not going to
Nothing that week.
They're not
Nothing
going to
that
have a
week.
video.
Well,
Yeah.
they say they're not going to activate around E3 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They said
they're-
like no direct sell video, like nothing, Huber.
yeah.
What about the week before, though?
yeah.
That's fair game. Yeah, it's fair
Well,
game,
yeah.
Huber.
Mhm.
All right.
I think they're gonna have a big thing where like it's not hurting. Like they pay for FIFA, right? They pay so much money to have that like licensing, that promotional thing. Like it always shows up in their press conference no matter what, and EA loves that. Like they're not gonna mess up those deals. They're gonna have something.
Bossman, let's have a friendly alliance.
A friendly alliance?
Instead of a bet or a wager, it's us versus the house.
Okay.
So we're playing like blackjack or craps together.
And you're going the week before E3?
And yeah, you and I are versus Sony.
Let me get 3 weeks. 3 weeks before E3.
Okay. All right, 3 weeks.
They will have some sort of press event within the 3 weeks before E3.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
I do think the other companies, besides what Huber said, that they're probably going to be knocking on Microsoft and Nintendo's door a little louder to be a part of those presentations. I think some of the bigger ones will probably just they should just do their own direct style things. Like Square Enix did that last year. Sega could totally do it if they wanted to. Some of these smaller companies could also like team up to do like their own, make a name for it or something. Like, I mean, Devolver Digital can do their own event. Level 5 and Neon Falcon could definitely get together and do their own event.
Oh, hold on.
So intense.
Kind of funny is doing an E3 one.
Yeah, they're all
That's one
going
of the
kind of
things
funny.
they funded.
Oh yeah, that'll probably be where some people go.
Yeah.
How is
Unless
going
you're PlayStation exclusive, I mean, you've got possible options, but
I wonder how it'll do. I wonder if it will grow. I wonder if they'll have to like let bigger games into it,
Mhm.
I would seriously not be surprised if they had Last of Us. I'm not even. Let's
Exactly. Yeah. Because like the thing is, when we're covering indie games, when IGN covers indie games during E3, it dies. And so like I wonder how that during that time, if you do your own indie press conference during E3, I do wonder if it does well. Devolver figured it out. Obviously, they have an indie press conference that's totally wild and gets a lot of views because it's so original and unique. Tricky.
It's tricky. Huber, this is such a nice one. Comes in from Bino. Hey, allies. First off, congrats on finally moving into the studio. It's been a long time coming, and you guys totally deserve it. Now, for my question. Since no one makes me smile quite like Michael Huber, can each ally tell us one of your favorite Huber stories? Bonus points if we've never heard it before.
The best Huber ever. I used to think it was like when I first met him, the grabbing the shoulders during E3 was really good. Just his physical, just strong arming, and like I met the guy like 4 months earlier. Like, God, calm down. But nothing beats him on the show when we were in the middle of a shoot and he's just on his phone. I always forget what shoot it was and what he said, but he was like, dude, it was the Labo reactions.
Labo reactions.
And he's like, did you see that it wasn't even about games. It was about some movie or something. He's like, do you know this director got fired? And we're like, we are shooting something right now. It's great. That's how he makes the dreams come true, is because he's like one of those Twilight Zone characters that like is affecting the reality around him but doesn't know it, So like he literally distorts like people's name change when they're around him, and like gravity shifts, and he just has no idea he's doing it. And he had his own world. In his world, he wasn't shooting. Like the garage looks different to him, Like we had to pull him back into like our dimension.
That was fun.
Man, I think my favorite ones have already been told. That's the problem. I feel like we gotta have more unearthed. There's just I think the problem is there's so many Huber moments.
Yeah.
It's hard like recalling which ones we've said and haven't said and just remembering them all.
Good thing Brad's on here.
Yeah. He'd be the one to ask for sure.
But like my favorite Huber moments are like when you get to see real Huber, when he's just telling you like something like hurt his feelings or like something's bringing him down. And like obviously I won't share any of those, but like sincere, honest Huber is my favorite Huber.
I'm always sincere and honest.
Right.
I just don't like putting. Like, I don't need anyone to hear, like, my sob stories. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I like sob story Huber.
Yeah. Like, when things are getting me down, like, no one needs to hear that.
Yep.
I don't want to make anyone sad.
Exactly.
So.
Well, just the other day, Huber got excited that Google somehow figured out that I watch Gotham and sends me notifications to my phone on Thursday mornings. I'm weirded out by that, but Huber loves it.
What? I don't understand what just happened, Blood.
You have a notification that says "Watch Gotham" now.
Yes,
like Gotham is coming up tonight or something like that from Google, and I'm like, Google, how? What did you do?
Huber did that.
So good. Keep it up, Google. Keep up the good work.
Watch Gotham now.
It's called the Huber app.
I think, man, there's an E3 where like Huber was so stoked to meet Yu Suzuki, and I imagine that like no one else would even recognize this man at this time. This is pre Shenmue 3 announcement.
Yeah, has that story been told before?
I don't know, but
The
like,
one where we're just walking as a group, like towards like was it like South Hall or West Hall, and there's a cafeteria, and you like spotted him, and Huber's like, "Hang on, guys," and like runs. They're like, "Where is he going?" and stuff. And he comes back like, "Yo, just got to like talk with Yu Suzuki or whatever." We gotta like, we're
take
like
a picture with him.
What?
Yeah, that was his Twitter profile for a long time.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure that was Yu Suzuki, but I'm like, who else could it be? Like, who else would be in the photo on Huber's profile?
That was jolly.
I think low key,
right.
anytime Huber talks about Grim Bomb, I get really into it. That's not going to make any sense for anybody, but when he just mentions the name Grim Bomb, Grum Bomb.
I'm more of a
Can't even
Guz,
get the name right. Drum Bomb.
I'm more of a Guzzlord Huber man myself.
Guzzlord.
Nice. Thank you guys. I love you.
Also, one of my favorite Huber memories are when you try really hard on like a creative project, like the epic poem.
Yeah.
Or just recently the indie game.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. It was amazing.
The Hunk
Yes.
fanfic.
The Hunk fanfiction was so good too, dude.
Like a part 2.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't remember the Hunk fanfiction.
That was fun.
It was solid. Good writing.
All right, our next one comes in from XWF Outlaw. Warm tidings, allies, on this chilly Saturday in January. My question for the allies is this. If rumors are true and both Sony and Microsoft reveal their next-gen systems this year, what is the one thing each company has to do in your eyes to one-up the other system to be the superior console? Whether it be tech specs, special features, online, etc. Also, what do each of you believe both systems have to do in order to compete with Nintendo Switch? Love to hear your thoughts and can't wait for the Tuesday studio reveal.
I always have the most boring answer, and I've had it for like 20 years. It's all about the games. Launch with some sick games. Like, hardware doesn't really matter to me unless it's like a huge discrepancy. Like, I'm kind of nervous for Switch hardware in the coming like year or two. But as long as it's competitive, then it really is just about the games.
What games does Xbox need to launch with then?
Every single one from every company they announced that press conference in the same order that they did.
Dude.
Like they're like, oh, remember that press conference? Here's all the games.
That's
And each dev is like either before or after says a thing like, hey, it's been really great to work with Xbox. We had this dream and they finally made it a reality.
Yeah, those good exclusives, having a good variety, because they also have a lot of IPs that they've been sitting on for a while as well over at Microsoft. In addition to what you just said, Jones, I think all those games coming out in a launch window, I think all those coming out at launch would be too much. But like, I don't care if it's not the original team that's making it. I want to see like a Banjo-Kazooie come back. I want a 3D platformer from Microsoft. Like, get me excited. You know, that would be something to get me excited about that system.
Yeah, you know what? I think you nailed it with that one. That's a good pick.
Yeah, just like having that. It's like, hey, we're gonna have Halo. We're gonna have, whatever Obsidian's working on for us. We're gonna have whatever Ninja Theory is working on us, and we got Banjo-Kazooie is gonna be launching on here, and then any IP that you've been like, why hasn't Microsoft made a new entry in this? Just comes back, and I think that would be awesome for them. Because I agree with you, Hubert. I don't think the tech stuff is going to be they're be at the most at parity this point. I think in this next gen, they're going to be so similar in architecture and everything. They're both going to be x86 based, and everything else is going to be so similar. It's just going to be about the services and the games, and it's going to come down to that.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like Xbox Game Pass is not threatening Sony that much. They're sticking with PlayStation now, right? They added PS4 games to it, but I don't see them sweating about it, and that's weird because I think Game Pass is making a lot of money. I don't think either of them are concerned with competing with the Switch, even though Switch made more money and sold more units than anybody in 2018. I think like trying to chase what Nintendo does is a fool's errand. And just both of them are making enough money where they're like, we're growing on top of what we're already doing. We don't have to chase the Nintendo thing.
That's a good point, Kyle. Especially for Sony, Kyle. Just because I feel like Sony does care a lot about Japan. And Switch already surpassed PS4's lifetime sales in Japan. And it's obvious that Japan is like hungry for mobile handheld device systems. And Switch is killing it with that. But Sony has also, PSP was like beast over there, but I think they also realized that their handhelds haven't done that well outside of Japan. PSP did fine, Vita did not, and I think they're looking more at a global perspective, and just they're happy to kind of concede a little bit of the market to Nintendo to have a console that'll have like more worldwide appeal. But just like Switch is showing like, hey, you can do both too. So actually, I'm kind of curious if Sony tries to go back to just trying to make something work with a mobile aspect of their next system, whether it's a 2-device approach. Maybe they go back to like, we have our console and we're going to do a handheld, or just some kind of like using that streaming tech somehow to, if you buy I don't know. I see Sony maybe not giving up just yet on that, but at the same time, maybe they realize it's a lost cause. I don't know.
If I can get like super real with everybody, it's going to sound gross, but like in whatever happens in the next 2 years for the console launches, branding is going to be so important because I agree with Damiani. I think graphically they're not going to be that performance wise. I don't think they're going to be that different. Branding is going to be the most important thing about how a console feels to people, how cool it is, like what it looks like. I think like if we're getting down to like I'm talking to board members, right? This is what I would be talking about the most is like how do you position a PlayStation 5? How do you position an Xbox blank to be cooler than the competition? I know that sounds insane. Huber's right, games first, but I think that's like such an essential part of like a system strategy, which it shouldn't be, right? If we just had two black boxes and one said PlayStation, one said Xbox, like it would be all these other things, but that's like not the case. It's really weird how much this stuff feeds into your perception of a product.
So if Microsoft comes out super tech heavy with lots of like, aspect ratio shifting and, charts and stuff like that, bad idea.
No, I just mean like how the console looks, Jones.
Oh, sure.
And I mean like what the box looks like and what the commercials are like and what the name is and how people talk about it. Like all of those things I think are actually super important. But you're right. Yeah, their presentation. Absolutely.
Kyle, along those lines, how Sony wins is they change nothing except for the letter at the end. They just keep the initial PlayStation 3 ads. That's what they do. They just run them again.
Run them again. Get that baby crying.
Yep.
Oh man, those weird Sony ads.
They worked.
I wonder if doing a lot of bragging will help. Like, I wonder if Sony comes out swinging and be like, listen, here are all these games that were super critically acclaimed and that you loved. Do you want more of that? Join us. Like, I wonder if they kind of start swinging punches like that, where it's like, we've shown you that we have the games or something. Or if Microsoft does the opposite, where it's like, we care about all of these things that Sony isn't doing.
Yeah.
Like if they basically kind of become political ads in a way.
Whoa.
I don't know. Like if you thinking back to the last generation, one of the best things that Sony did was handing off that disc.
Yeah.
Like that was just some cold ass stuff.
Yeah. And like that was low key. It was cool. It was funny. Like that stuff adds to a brand. It totally does.
Any other thoughts about next gen? All right.
I also don't think lowest price wins necessarily.
Ooh.
It totally helped the PS4 that was $100 cheaper when it launched. But like, I think if Xbox is like $150 cheaper than the PlayStation, like, I don't think that means much.
It's $150. I think it does.
I
think it does too. But
I think less than 100.
Depends on when.
But yeah.
I don't know. It's just this thing about perception. I don't know. It's my feeling.
I think once you get over $100 more, it does. But
sure. Yeah, I mean, Switch had a great year at $300.
Simon asks, "Hey guys, keep up the great work. I like this question a lot too. My favorite ever quote from GTEZA is Brad saying, 'Kyle, you're my friend, but there are times I legitimately hate you.' This was his response to Kyle feeling himself. In this spirit, are the allies willing to share an occasion where they legitimately hated a good friend?"
I said this is a teaser for the next Easy Update, but I told Ian I've never hated, and this is true, I've never ever hated him more than when I like called all of you into that room and I was like, all right, let me go close the door. And Ian was like, did we get shut down? And I'm like, yeah, we did. Like, my company that I created and have worked at for 13 years is dead today. And I was looking forward to telling my employees that. But Ian, Ian, you got it. Why don't you do the meeting, Ian? And he was like, no, I didn't do anything. And I'm like, you did. You could have, if you in any way perceived that maybe that was true, like maybe this is the one time to not do the joke.
Because you had a ramp up, right?
This is a hard day, but it's cool. But I told that to him on camera. You could see it in Easy Update. Like, it's like, oh yeah, because we were just talking about getting along, and that's like one of the best, most rewarding successes, I think. Like past the studio, past the shows, past the content and the opinions and the records, the recognition we've got from the industry. Just the fact that we also get along is so cool. We also like really legitimately enjoy each other and enjoy like those debates and enjoy when we get in debates with other people, when we watch other people get in debates. Like, I don't even remember. Bossman said something to Blood today. It was so funny, and it was just fun to watch.
This just comes to mind. I did not hate Huber because of this, but it definitely confused and angered me. We did a Just Played or something like that on Alien Isolation, and Huber, without telling anyone, like takes that footage, makes it like tabloid journalism in the video, and he just goes like, "Look at these idiots," and he cuts to us talking, and it's like black and white, and it was just like this
Dawn's
whirlwind.
The black and white idea was Dawn.
It was just like so sensationalized and so angry. I was like, "Yo, we can
Look
talk
at these
about this."
idiots.
I don't remember exactly what he said. It's been forever since I've seen it, but yeah, it was something like that.
I think like in terms of like genuine like Office Place people that you're mad at, it's not. I had that with game trailers much stronger than I do with Easy Allies, you know. And I don't mean I mean like some people from game trailers I remember having like locked horns with. But like we're pretty good. I'm pretty good with most of these people.
Safe answer.
I mean, yeah, really, like, when could I have hated Jones, you know?
Oh, I hope I had one. I hope I just.
I know.
I hope at
I'm
least once. Well, because that
trying to think of one,
I
dude.
mean, in truth, that means I'm an inefficient manager. You know what I mean? Like that. There's not one moment where I just got right under your skin and was like, "No, it's not happening. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what you want, Bossman."
No,
Get it
I always
done.
get what I want, don't I?
Yeah. See, I'm a pushover. Confirmed.
It does sound like a safe, easy thing to say, but we really don't fight that much.
I have a moment where I hated
don't
Kyle. I
see
mean,
fighting anymore.
if we want to spice things up, if Kyle can't remember when he hated me,
Yeah.
when I had the PSVR on, man, you wouldn't tell me I had the damn controls, and I was like, for Bridge Crew,
Yeah.
and you're just berating me, and while I'm blind
And
you know,
laughing.
live,
It's 'cause I'm
laughing.
laughing. I'm laughing at the same time, too.
But that's it. This is where that was the worst. You know, if 2.5 years, that's the
Why do I get a feeling
playing Star
if we were to
Trek Bridge
put
Crew
you-
with friends is the worst it gets? Like
I think
yeah,
we're
I'm
all
very,
mad.
I'm very lucky.
Ghost stole our 3DS.
Oh, that's so you. Well, yeah. Well, but maybe not. You never know.
It'll turn up.
It feels like it has to turn up, but it's not
Yeah.
turning up.
No, I know.
Brandon, why do I feel like if you were put in that exact same situation again, the exact same thing would happen?
You wait. Kyle would do it to me
I've
again.
not
or I would
learned
do it
my
to Kyle.
lesson.
Yeah,
No,
I've
of
not
course
learned
not.
my
No. That's not it. It's not a learning situation. That's a different question. Of course. I look up the controls well in advance now. No surprises.
Next one comes in from Discarded Digit. Now that you have an actual studio, would you consider doing the Q&A in person on the streaming set going forward?
Sorry, I remembered a time I was mad at Jones. It was Easy Living 1. It's time to do a stream that everybody signed up for, and your back is turned to the camera, and you're still putting your stupid Lego castle.
Yeah! Oh, bro,
That's
that.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
And I was like, everybody signed up for this.
Was it Tekken?
And you're like, I'm doing my castle. I'm like, what? Pardon me. I walked away. I was so mad. I'm like, all right, anybody else do the stream now? Just legitimately walked away.
I remember there was one logistical stream too. It involved cards or something. And like all of us completely left you to plan the entire thing, and you were in the process of explaining it to us. And I like asked you a question or something, and you just you popped your top. It was great.
Yeah. That's absolutely happened for sure.
I'm building my castle. All right, sorry.
No, you're good.
But I think it would be weird. I don't know. I feel like doing a Q&A, like we all drive in on a Saturday and we're as a group. I don't know.
I would prefer that. I think the Q&A benefits tremendously by having all of us there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't think it's a question of what would be better or worse. It's just of all the things that we could plan to meet and come in for. If this is something we've gotten used to doing a different way,
right?
Would it benefit us to do a new, different show rather than change a show?
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, I think we would just have. I mean, part of it would just be scheduling it different. You know, we wouldn't.
It would be all scheduling, yeah.
It would, yeah, it would be when we're there anyways, kind of thing, rather than a separate thing that we do on Saturday.
Well, we have a month to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wouldn't want to switch it off Saturdays. I think Saturday is a nice day for, the world. Generally, like the nicest day we can get for the most people to be available on an afternoon.
Kyle, I think if we answered the when you've legitimately hated a friend on a Monday, different tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would have been a different tone.
We would have had a list. Okay, here we go. Let me start with my Damianis.
Yeah, this is every time you've wronged me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's weird, and I talk about this a lot negatively about video game publishers like Nintendo, where because we encourage them, because we buy their stupid online service, they're just encouraged to do more. Like this show does well on YouTube. This thing right here, when we're just all talking into Google Hangouts, it's weird.
That's
so to me
the VOD though, right?
Yeah. So to me, the incentive isn't necessarily there to work on this one the most,
Sure.
Kind of like what Blood said is why work on this when we could work on a bunch of other things.
I think that is a good answer.
I kind of like the grungy headphone set of Allies too. I just like.
Yeah, this thing is gross.
I will not wear a hat for anything else we do. Not maybe one Cup of Jones a year, maybe.
I do think it adds to some low keyness for sure, though.
Yeah.
You also lose the close-ups when people are talking. I mean, we don't have 9 cameras to do 9 close-ups. Yeah.
No, that's a good point, Damiani.
Whoa, I think that's actually a really good point.
But I mean, we'll have to think of something. Oh no, you said it's just being rebranded and changed by when Google Hangouts changes in October. Sorry, I was gonna say we have to think of something by then. No. Nah, we don't have to.
No, but Damiani's onto something. People react to close-ups, they react to people's expressions and things. I honestly think there's let's put a pin in this.
It's so much more shareable, dude.
I know.
Idea, Kyle.
That was a joke,
we need more close-up cams. Jones, we need 4 more cameras for the studio.
Jones, we could be huge on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. Ulf says, "Hello, allies. My favorite group streams have always been the ones that are out of the ordinary. Things like tournaments, Don's Design Lab, or Hall of Greats. Are there any ideas for new weird streams flouting around?" I like that. Flouting around now that you have a studio. Are there any one-off streams you want to bring back?
I want to play Werewolf or Mafia or whatever. It's a classic party game. It's where during the day, everyone is awake. They all have their eyes open. And at night, the people who are assigned the hitmen or the werewolves or the vampires or whatever lingo you want to use, choose a person in the room to kill. And then everybody wakes up the next day. That person's dead. And the people that are awake try to figure out what happened. And so the people watching from home, we had chat turned off. So people watching from home see everything. So they know it's Bossman. And then we all wake up and okay, who do we think it is? And we make picks. And I just remember I played at a party a year or 2 ago, and I was like, "This would be a dynamite group stream." But it's if something comes out that week, if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out that week, it's we can't.
Jones, I'm
probably stream that.
I'm really bad at lying. I can't handle that game.
Yeah,
it's tough. People looking right in the eye, it's hard.
Well, you did an admirable job as the mole.
No, I didn't. Everyone knew it. Second,
but I
happened.
Most of us, Blood, would have done way worse.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
I definitely feel we had a point, maybe a year and a half ago, it was a long time ago, where we were kind of getting the sense that there were too many gimmicky group streams on top of each other.
Yeah.
And I agree with Ulf. I think they're the best, but I wouldn't want to do them every week or something like that. I want to make the special stuff special.
I think one we don't even talk about too much. I don't know if it's not popular or if we just forget about it, but E3 Trailer Hype Fest is one of my favorite streams. Mm-hmm. We all bring a trailer that we're excited about, and then we talk about the game afterward.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun just to do a Trailer Hype Fest with just old stuff too. Just getting together and I don't know, watch stuff and talk about it.
Yeah.
I think the Pokemon card ones are some of my favorite. I worry that other allies hate it and it's way too much work. But
No, I want a Magic tournament.
yeah,
Sometimes
I would
like that,
really
yeah.
like a Magic tournament a lot.
Like the whole process, like it's an all-day thing. We show up in the morning, we draft, and then we each go one by one into the space battle. Yeah.
That's a really good idea, Jones.
Yeah, I
Like
like
a whole day event. You could
Dude.
get views on that, dude.
Jones, I just want you to know that if we do it that way, the salt, like there will be anger
Uh-huh.
and salt.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
It'll be pure.
I want like some out because you would want people to stick around. Like if I got bumped out of the tournament, I'm gonna stick around for the finals. I want some allies to leave. I want them to be like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So like when you're finally done, like, wasn't Brad here earlier? It's like, oh no, Brad left. Like, oh, what happened? Yeah.
I'd be down for like board game streams and stuff too. My only immediate concern for that would be like, how hard is it to get a view on what's happening? I don't know.
Ben, one of the funniest things I ever saw Patrick Morales do was we were opening up Magic packs and they had the like hero Magic players cards.
Mhm.
They'd have like a play, it's like an esports Magic the Gathering player would get his own card that like came with the pack.
Sure.
And I had known Patrick Morales for like a year and a half. I'd never really seen him do anything funny. Like I'd never seen him like do a joke. And like admittedly, like I didn't go to lunch with him. I didn't really work directly with him. And we were all just sifting through cards. Everybody's at the table. And I was like, hey, Patrick, I love these types of cards. And he goes, yeah. And he like holds up a bunch of cards and just out of nowhere and goes like, and does like the pose that they all do. And I think I was drinking Coke and it like went out my nose. I was like, I was not prepared for the Patrick Morales esports MTG player pick impersonation.
Low key, very funny person.
Shout out.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Very biting humor. Any other streams people want? Or are we ready to move on?
He had nicknames for all of us.
Did he? I didn't know that.
No, when you add very biting humor, it makes it sound like he's like very cruel.
Yeah.
Oh no, not
I mean,
cruel.
maybe he did.
just, like not cruel to us, but like very sarcastic and mocking of the things that he was impersonating. But it was all in good fun.
Yeah.
And just more board games, card games in general. More Easy Allies Unplugged.
Really, in a perfect world, I'd love to just get all 9
Oh.
allies together and watch anime, like just really like bottom of the barrel stuff. But
I just remembered when I was trying to I was trying to think of it. The group stream idea. We need to go to an arcade and use the very least like an iPhone. You can stream from those, but maybe you can bring a laptop if they're cool with it. And like stream was playing like an arcade game, like various arcade games, but get like nice shot setups for each one of them.
I can't imagine how hard that would be.
People have done it before.
It's
goes
doable.
around here. Yeah, go to
Be noisy, but
around one.
we have to do wireless lavs. Because, ding, 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 ding. It's like a casino.
I just had what I think is one of the best stream ideas I think I've ever had.
Ooh.
I'm going to keep it private because I want it to be. I gotta upgrade
Okay.
this.
Thanks for that.
that tease.
Yeah.
Nice.
1
Nice
hour
style.
and 50 minutes into the
Moving on.
Q&A.
Well, I want to thank the person for writing that question because it really, like, to be honest with you, I haven't been trying to think of out there stream ideas because basically we have our meeting once a month where we like go through the streaming schedule and we kind of, as Jones kind of hinted at, we just fill it in based off of like what is a big new release that week. And obviously for the last few months, we've had a big release almost every single week where it's like, well, we have to do this, but maybe coming forward in the next few months, we'll have some where I could do this crazy thing.
That question was from Ulf himself, who
Thanks,
was
Ulf
awesome.
himself.
Yeah. Ulf is good people. All right. Next question comes in from Tim. Hey, allies. EA has faced a constant amount of criticism in the last few weeks and months and years for the way they handle the Star Wars license. However, I don't want to focus on the question on whether EA should return the license, but on the potential future of Star Wars games. What do you think Disney should do when the license is free again? Give an exclusive license to another publisher, make individual deals with game studios that concern only a single game, or take a Warhammer 40K-like approach in which each individual part of a license are given to studios. For examples, a Clone Wars license, an Old Republic license, maybe a very specific Star Wars Bounty Hunter license. Additionally, which publisher/developer should try its luck developing a Star Wars game?
Microsoft. That would be the partnership of the ages, dude.
Dude, I actually feel that. I feel that big.
Like Microsoft and Star Wars, it's what both need. It would be a symbiotic relationship.
Maybe, but I'm thinking after the success that Sony had with Spider-Man, I think that they would be eyeing something like that. But I do think that, yeah, the exclusive all Star Wars in one publisher is not a great idea. What they're doing with Marvel with different people coming out with completely different things is way better.
What Blood's idea?
Yeah, I like this is deep future we're thinking. Spider-Man, huge success. I don't see this being replicated very often. And so I see them trying to chase it again and it not working out. I see deep future Disney wanting their own studios again. I see this being a cycle. I honestly, I imagine a new Disney Interactive Studios, whatever they're going to call it in the future, where they're like, and we make all of our own games. We control our IP and we sell million. Like I see it coming right back around.
I will put my head through a window, Kyle.
I know, Jones, but that's what I'm foreseeing.
Especially because if it's a positive announcement, imagine like all the best minds all working together, like our other studios, like our theme parks, like Broadway.
Jones, I think that's what's leading me to think that is like they like control. That's why they want their own Netflix, right? Like they're someday they're going to want their own game studio. They're going to want
all it takes is another change of the guard in some position, because that's how it's been going with their cycles. So
I think I don't think there's at no point in the next 5 years I think that any 2 Star Wars games will be in development at the same time. I think they're going to be like, all right, let's put our toe in the jacuzzi and just try this one and see how this goes, and then we'll move forward. I mean, anything past a mobile game or some like guaranteed sequel or something. Oh, the door opens and Sophie reveals herself.
Sophie.
All right, Sophie.
Sophie, what do you think about Star Wars? Jedi Power Battles 3? We gonna do it?
Sophie, I miss you so much. Look at that dog. That is a happy dog. Sophie.
Whoop. All right, maybe not.
Wait, Jones, there was a Jedi Power Battles 2?
No, I don't. In my brain, there was. I think it's because it came out on one system and then moved to another console.
Oh.
I think I played it on 2 different consoles, so I got
frantic Googling.
I was like,
because they were different, right? The games weren't very similar.
I don't remember. I know the Dreamcast one is vastly superior looking.
Star Wars Episode 9 Jedi Power Battles.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, when we played
there's no game lined up for 9 is bonkers.
I hated Power Battles. We played the PS1 version. That game sucked.
Swimming in sevens,
dude.
dude.
That is a 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Huber, it does not age well. But you learn.
Replay it.
You chase that Star Wars turtle through time that we know is possible.
Let's do the Dreamcast one. Let's like redemption. Let's play the Dreamcast version next time.
I'm 100%
to decide if it's swimming in a 7.
It's kind of like Crystal Chronicles. It's like it's not there yet. But it's a good idea. It's a fun, easy Diablo fun. Diablo. Then give me a Star Wars Diablo.
Stealth Crystal Chronicles.
Give me a dumb Star Wars action game that I can jump in and out with friends. It's not Lego. But like.
Crystal Chronicles is one of those games that I remember liking at the time and have no idea if it's actually good.
We'll stream it.
There's so many games that have done it better at this point. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's been outclassed because it's been a long time.
But I feel like, Kyle, if we stream it, just because it's in that setting with you guys, I will like it. There's no way I don't like it. Question from Raymond. To me, this is a tough one. Rice or noodles?
Rice.
Noodles.
Rice.
Rice.
It depends.
Well, it depends.
Because rice versus noodles sounds like an Asian thing. This sounds like Japanese food.
There's lots of rice that's definitely not. Yeah.
So are you thinking back to
at a
pasta
Thai
when you
place,
say
I'm
noodles?
I'm thinking
noodles.
pasta, yeah. But if you're like, if this is an Asian dish, then rice, yeah.
Rice goes with every meal.
Indian as well, like rice and
that's my thing with rice is like
my brother.
It just goes with everything.
Every single meal, my brother makes rice.
Yeah,
Dude,
I might flip. I might go rice.
There are numerous nights where it'll be really late at night, and for a snack, I'll just make a cup of rice. It's very comforting. But I love I guess rice, but they're both untouchable. Yeah. Because I was including that as like pasta as well, which makes it more complicated. All right, Classical asks, Allies, what is the best, worst, or strangest field trip you went on as a kid? Also, if you were in charge of planning a field trip for a class of 5th graders, where would you send them?
Vegas. I went to Europe after high school. That was pretty rad. There's a lot of cool stuff I saw there. A lot of countries I've been to on that trip. I've never been back.
That was a field trip, dude.
Mm-hmm. But it was like we spent the whole year training for it. Actually, I went to a class after normal class where we would learn about every stop we were going to, where we were going to go, what to look out for.
Cool.
So it was cool when we actually went. Like we were learned.
One time in Boy Scouts, we had a field trip to the prison, and like we like walked a bunch of Boy Scouts walking through the prison, getting stared at, and like we looked at like the guys who were, you know, they were I forget what it's called. You're isolated. You're
Solitary.
Yeah, confinement. Yeah, solitary confinement. Like we walked by those guys, and I just saw this man pacing around, and like I was so scared of prison for the rest of my life. Like you just saw that life. You saw how like sad and dull it is. So that was pretty cool. I would take your 5th graders to prison.
Oh man. Oh well. Yeah. Some of the most fun I had was with school going to the medieval fairs, what you call the Renaissance Fair here, Jones.
In school?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
School trip, man. And like all that stuff, the jousting and the live chess matches and all that. Yeah. So fun.
group stream. Talk about group stream.
We went to
Tuesday night group stream, me lads.
We have to RP. If we
Of
do that, we
course.
must RP.
Oh, forget it. In a heartbeat, man. Ian and I would be there with bells on. You know it.
we went to Knott's Berry Farm, but it was one of the worst field trips because we could only do the historical rides. We only were at Knott's Berry Farm, and we only got to do the train, the mine
Historical? Historical?
That's a
the
good
train,
ride, though,
the
dude.
mine cart,
That's a
and
good ride.
the log ride, which are great, but it's like you go to Knott's Berry Farm, and you only get to do those one time each. Like
That's so funny.
there's so many other rides, dude.
Some parent must have complained, dude. That rule should not exist.
Historical.
It
Yeah.
was bad.
A mannequin with a shovel, like
Yeah.
historical.
This isn't a field trip, but kind of being part of like Cub Scouts. There would be this, I don't even remember the name of it, but there would be this like campsite that we would go to, and it was the coolest place ever, where like every day you just wake up and you'd have like eggs and bacon, and then you'd go swimming, and then you go learn about bugs, and then you go at the time Choco tacos were like a big deal, and I would only get them at this place, so that was pretty awesome. And like you were supposed to buy pocket knives, and I just remember feeling as a kid that like I'm getting a weapon, and that kind of felt cool as well. Like I would
Your Keyblade.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't do anything with it. I don't think I still have it, but I don't know. I just felt like it was the only time where I went on like a real adventure. That's what it felt like. It was sick. I missed that.
Yeah, I remember one time, because growing up in Florida, there were times when we go out to the island, and not the beach side of the island, but the other side, and just like take buckets and stuff out there, and like, you know, find stuff like seahorses and stars and all that kind of thing. And it was, yeah, really cool to see all the stuff that's just out there that you don't normally notice.
Yeah. Let's do an Easy Allies just explores nature. Easy Allies goes camping.
I tried, Ben. It's not happening.
What do you mean you tried?
I'll go
You don't
camping.
think I've been shut down? Especially Kyle. Kyle's like, "There's no, it's not." Whenever I go camping, I think of Kyle. Like whenever I'm like setting up a tent or like cooking food while camping, I imagine Kyle next to me being like, "Can we go home? Like, are we done? The cameras are off, Jones. It's over." It's like, I'm going home. I'm just gonna get an Uber. I'm getting an Uber right now.
No,
I would love it.
let's make it happen.
Love it. I don't hear any objections. I mean, we got to ask Brad and Ian, but no joke, I would love it so much. Us around the campfire in the middle of Joshua Tree, just sharing stories, man. Like,
yeah.
oh,
I think that'd be sweet. All right, our very last question for the January 2019 Q&A comes in from Straw Hat Ninja. Greetings, allies. I have a scenario question for you this month. Imagine this. They announce at the beginning of the year that there will be no new video games released for the entire year to help people finally finish all of the games in their backlog. What would you guys do for content? Would it force you guys to do more Let's Plays and debates of past games? Would people still not find a way to not finish their backlog?
Of course.
I have a question straight off. Do we get Kingdom Hearts 3 or do they cut it off today?
It's cut off
At the beginning of the year.
Yep.
So we didn't even get RE2.
Yeah. And you know that you don't get Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem at all coming up with content. Dragon. Oh my god, what I can't even think of the name of it. Just came to consoles last year, and I haven't played it.
Dragon's Crown.
Not Dragon's Crown.
Dragon's
not Pillars of Eternity, but what's the other one? The other
Divinity?
one kickstarted Divinity. I'm sorry, Dragon. I would full play through that. It would probably take me all year. I would do it like once a week for a couple hours, and
That'd be sick, Jones.
really take my time and play it with my buddy Todd and go through the whole thing. We've been talking about it. It's just like don't have time. Bring back Spouse Quest. Play the whole Space Quest series. Like
It's a sad realization that I'm way at a point where a year would not be enough to finish my backlog.
yeah.
But I think with a year I could make it manageable.
Hey, Ben, good news.
Yeah.
No reviews, so everything we write would be a don't skip.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Ghost skips every day. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's doing them.
Do you think there would still be game news?
Sure.
I think
of course.
Like what new games will be coming once?
Yeah, we'd be speculating all day.
Goes
Like,
over.
Yeah.
Kyle, what if the games still got brought to stores, but the stores were required by law
not
to
sell
put
them.
the games like in a safe, and you would hear about break-ins of people
So I
doing
think
heists.
the Easy Allies podcast would be like a sort of like revolutionary radio program against our government who somehow passed this law.
Like you just be speaking out against it.
Yeah, like we will have to rise up.
Whoa. What a way to end the
Rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up, dude.
Rise up.
If ever you think things aren't looking up this year, at least we get to play all the games that are coming out.
Kingdom Hearts 3,
At least
man.
they didn't take our
So
Kingdom
stoked.
Hearts.
I have a question for everybody. Are you playing Monday night?
9
Yes.
p.m., baby.
I think like I'm like nervous because Monday night is the night before Tuesday. Like I'm thinking about like saving it till after Tuesday, you know?
No.
Okay.
Play for a few hours, dude.
You're right. Maybe just like 2 hours.
Dude, that night.
Don't lie to yourself, man.
That's a special night.
Ain't
You
gonna be 2
gotta,
hours.
I get what you're saying.
you gotta be there with everyone, dude.
Yeah.
Holding
It's probably-
hands collectively through the power of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I will hold your hand.
Yep.
And the other one will be holding Damiani's hand.
Yep.
It'll be worth losing sleep over.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it. That's our Q&A. We'll see you on the last Saturday of February, which it will be the 23rd of February. So sooner than usual. Yeah, and thank you to everybody who submitted questions. Sorry we didn't get to all of them, but there will be a post sometime next month letting you know when you can submit questions and then an actual post where you can do so. And yeah, thank you to the allies for joining in. Thank you, Ian, even though Ian was running all over the place doing important errands, he still tried to join. So yeah, thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.